Hello, welcome to the Honey Hobbits YouTube channel. It's been about 3 days since the last time we were in this hive. This is our laying worker hive right here. And it's time to go in there. And what we did last time is we put a frame of open brood in this hive in an effort to suppress the laying workers. So what I'm expecting to see is a bunch of queen cells all over that frame because there was eggs and very young larvae. So my hope is that the open larvae have been producing their pheromone that has suppressed the laying workers to the point where they realize that they were queenless, and now they will go and turn those eggs and young larvae into queen cells. If I see queen cells in here, I'm going to take one of our laying queens that we have, and I'm going to put her in here underneath one of these pushing cages. This is just 1/8 inch hardware cloth, or number 8 hardware cloth, and I believe that's about a 1/2 inch thick is how deep I made that. Just bend over the corners, and I will just push this into the comb with the queen underneath. That will give her some level of protection in case these girls don't accept her right away. I'll leave them overnight, and then if I come back in the morning and everything looks good, I will release the queen, and this hive will be saved at that point. So let's get in here and see how we look. Okay, right off the bat, these girls seem much more calm than they did before. Usually when they know that they're queenless, when you smoke them a little bit, they will just roar like crazy. All kinds of buzzing going on. But these girls are a little bit more on the chill side. So that seems like a good sign to me. I'm going to go ahead and pull this frame out, slide over. I think this is the one I put in there. That really nice, beautiful white one right here. Get in there and we'll see if we got queen cells. Alright, not quite the outcome that I was looking for. They have basically capped over almost all of the larvae that I put in here. Right in the middle there, probably won't be able to see it, but there's still a lot of eggs in the bottom of those cells. It looks like the laying workers have not quite been suppressed at this point. I'm surprised how far down in the cells they're able to get these eggs. So it looks like one frame isn't quite enough to suppress the laying workers that are in this hive. Alright, I'm going to do a real quick experiment. I've got my queen under the pushing cage, and I'm just going to see how they react to her when I put her in this hive. If they start getting real aggressive, I'll knock them all off, and we'll put her back in her other hive, and then we'll see what else we can do with this hive. But I just want to see what they're going to do, if they're very aggressive because they're still laying workers, or have they been suppressed enough that they're going to accept her. So let's take a look. I got my feather handy in case I need to brush them off real fast. She's on this frame. I'm just giving them a minute to smell her and decide what they're going to do. If they're going to get real aggressive towards her, or if they're happy about that. So far I don't see them getting mad. I'll give them a few more minutes. I'm listening to their hum, and it sounds fairly content at this point. They're not fanning real crazy or anything like that. Let's pull this frame out again and see what they look like. Queen's definitely running around a lot in there. The bees do not look like they're trying to sting the cage like they do when they're mad. If they were ready to ball and kill this queen, this cage would be covered with them and they'd be sticking to it like Velcro. So far, so good. We'll leave them a little longer and see what they think. They're definitely interested that she's in there. But that does not look like aggressive behavior to me. Right now they're just kind of sticking their heads through, saying, hey, we have a queen. Trying to see if they're actually feeding her. Those bees are acting like attendants now. Just kind of gently hovering around. Yeah, it looks like they're feeding her. I see tongues coming through the cage. Yeah, nobody's holding onto the cage like glue. They'll move if I touch them, like the just normal happy action. So I think we've done it. I think this hive is going to accept this queen. There's plenty of open cells there. She can start laying. She is a laying queen, so she smells like one. So I'm going to go ahead and leave her in here overnight. And we'll see how they look in the morning. Alright, this is the mating nuke I just took that queen out of. So I'm going to go ahead and move my number over here so I know where she is. Queen 18 is in the laying worker hive. So we'll check back on this tomorrow morning, and I'll let you know how they look. And I think we can, at least I feel confident at the moment, that we can sign this one off as a salvaged hive. They were laying workers and we were able to suppress it by putting in a frame of open brood, and now we've put the queen in there and they don't look like they're going to try to ball her and kill her. Keep our fingers crossed and we'll see how we go. So thanks a lot for watching. If you like these videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and also tick the little notification bell so that when we put out new videos you get notified. And we'll see you again next time. Alright, time got away from me a little bit. It's evening the next day. We're going to go in and see how they're doing with this new queen that we put in the laying worker hive. So I'll show you once I get in there. Alright, you can probably see her in there. She's crawling around. Bees look fairly calm and relaxed. So I'd say this is a success. She's been accepted. I'm going to go ahead and pull the cage off and see how they react to her just crawling around by herself. Alright, I've got her out. She's been a little bit camera shy. But these bees just seem to be quite happily attending to her. She laid eggs in all the cells, so they definitely know that she's a laying queen. I'm going to go ahead and chalk this one up to a success. So that's exciting. Successfully changed this hive from a laying worker hive to a queen right hive. Just to recap, I went in and found that they had eggs everywhere, laying workers. I pulled a frame with open brood from a different hive, and I put it in here for 3 days. Let all that pheromone from the open brood circulate and start to suppress all the laying workers that are in here. And then we put this queen in under a pushing cage. So I'm going to go ahead and get this girl back inside. Looks like they're hanging out with her right there in the corner. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Okay guys, here's the big one.
Turn it sideways a little bit. It had a somewhat empty frame next to it, so it's just super thick.
Mm-hmm.
So much honey.
Oh, it's really heavy too. Okay, we've got our bucket set up here. We're gonna try something a little different.
Been using the hot knife. Makes it smell like marshmallows in here.
I got this really awesome bread cutting knife from my mom. Thank you, Mom. And we're gonna try cutting this off right here and see if this works for honey too. Seems like it's working pretty awesome, actually.
The topskate's gonna drop.
Yep. I'm gonna kind of let it fall off like that.
Ew.
This is actually really nice. Here, guys. Much easier than the hot knife.
Look at all that honey. My goodness.
Man.
Seems like it works pretty nice.
You see these cells right in there? So pretty.
You can see right through them practically.
Such clear honey.
That seems like that looks really nice.
That works really, really nice.
Might have to make you a big one for the deep frames.
That's right. I'm gonna come back up here and get this last little spot that I missed. Man, why haven't I had to
Very
use
nice.
this all my life? Thank you, Mom. See how it works here. That is just a really nice cut right there.
Just so thin. Just slides right through, huh? There it goes. Sliding. It won't let go. There it goes. Bloop.
Man, that is nice.
Should have been using that the whole time.
Seriously.
That's gorgeous.
I'm gonna reach in here real quick. Look how clean that comes off on that
Very
side.
nice, clean cut.
Ooh.
You're gonna have to lick them. Are you getting tired of honey yet?
I haven't licked my fingers yet.
Oh, you haven't yet?
Mm.
Is it yummy?
Mm-hmm.
We're almost to the top of the spinner, or the bottom of the spinner. Okay. Maybe a half an inch. Put our frame in there.
Man, you're
Awesome.
really close. Should we do another one?
Yeah, let's do another one.
I have to figure out where my mom got this knife from.
Yeah.
Look how nice and clean that comes off of there, guys. Man, just get it like that and it's just perfect.
Very nice. Flip her over.
Side.
Our last jar of honey's like what?
Only a quarter left.
Quarter of it left in the jar.
Yep.
Said we need to go get honey out of our hives.
We're running out.
There they are. Looking yummy.
Thank you, sir. Let's go this way with it. Oh, a bee just flew on it. It's our honey, girl.
Hey, what are you doing? Get off of there. This was probably one of the cheaper, or even cheapest, spinners we could find on Amazon. And they shipped it, and it showed up. It's all stainless steel, and it works. The handle does tend to come off sometimes.
Probably just needs
right
to be
here.
tightened.
Just needs to get tightened, and you have to spin it the right way. If you spin it the wrong way, then it tends to back out the screw a little bit. But I'll probably put some Loctite in there, and then it won't come apart anymore. Anyway.
And then our buckets.
Yep, double bucket system that I put together.
Got a little board with some screws going through it to hold it in place so it doesn't slip and slide.
Yep, one screw here so you can kind of set the frame on it and spin it if you want, or just set it on the top. And then underneath, I cut holes in the bottom and put some screen down there so the honey can drip down from all the cappings down into the bottom. And we're in the gazebo to keep the bees out. We got a couple that got inside that were sitting inside the box. Kind of got to hold it down while you spin it because it likes to wobble if you don't have perfectly evenly weighted frames. Work it in a little bit. It's good to see the honey hitting the side of the wall.
Flip them around so you can get a good view of them when they first start spinning.
Sure.
Let's do this. You missed the really good stuff.
Yeah, when it first flings out.
Oops, sorry, gotcha.
Got me. I'm sticky. Can't not be sticky when you're extracting honey.
It's kind of a requirement of the job.
These are all of our foundationless frames. There's no wire. I didn't even put any fishing line in these. But they, when you're using a hand crank, it doesn't seem like it matters. We haven't had any blowouts.
Oh, wait a second. We're
Yeah.
gonna get a good view of this one.
Gotta watch it coming out the side.